So we were at what is a diphthong, right? So diphthong is um, we did all the five vowels, right? A, E, I, O, and U. So when two of these vowels come together, it forms a particular sound. Okay, that is called a diphthong. Okay, so yeah, that is called a diphthong. All right. Um, so that's a short version of what a diphthong is. I've written over here. You can read it later. But anyway, so the first, so there are about five or six of them, and you'll see what it is. The first one is I, the word of I. Okay. So A and I coming together, the sound coming as in I. Okay, as in like my. So the spell, it's not that you write this AI in between. Okay, so it's a sound. So we're focusing on sounds, remember, not particularly alphabets. So we are not writing AI over here, but when the sound comes together, the sound of A and I, it gives that sound. So it's a diphthong. So as in the word my. So I, this I sound that's coming in between it. My, I. So my, that is a diphthong sound because it's a sound of A and I coming together. Okay. So hey, I'm. So I'm here. I'm. There is this sound coming together, right? So uh, you also have words like ice cream, right? So I coming there. So it's a sound of two vowels coming together that you have um the diphthong. Okay, so this is the first. The first sound is A and I coming together. That's as in the example over here is I've given is my, right? So I. Then you have E and I. So A and A. E and A. Okay, E and A. So E or A. So say, right? So say. So some in English we clearly say it as say, but if you go outside they might say it as say, right? So say, so so say. So the gentle E and I is the sound coming in together like okay. So you go from to E. So to E, that slide. So say, that slide that you had, that is the second. So E and I. So first was what? A and I. Second is E and I. Then you have O, right? So O. So bo. So it's basically, it's not exactly A. The symbols that you can see here, it's a representation of how these diphthongs are written. Okay. So it's not exactly A that you see there, it's an alpha. It's an alpha over there. All right. But it's just to make you understand which sounds it is. So this is like yo, right? So oh, so there is it's mostly I and A. It's A and I basically. So it's like yo, like so as in like or A and I or. It's a very subtle sound of I coming in, right? So oi, so A and I or E, so E, right? So boy, it's a slight gliding, okay? That's the third. The fourth is it's like A and O, right? So there is a combination of A and O. Sorry, A and O. Okay, so it's A and O as in all. Oh, so how? The word how is a diphthong because you have two sounds of two vowels coming together. Okay, so that's A and O. So it's how. It's how. Okay. Uh, Another word I think I've given over here. Yeah, it's out. Okay. So it's out. So out. So O and U, the O O sound, or and U sound. So out, out. Okay, so how, out. These are all examples for the the tongue. And then you have go. Okay, so it's a small U. U. Okay, it's a soft U sound to an O sound. So go. So so that U in between and O. So you glide from go, go. It's not go like we say. It's, so go, go. It's go. So you have a slide of U and then going to O. Okay. It's there because English, you see, is mostly, I mean, it's a language that is spoken by the West. So they have a particular way of letting out air from their mouths and, retaining it. And that's what we call as accent, right? The British accent or the American accent. So we don't have that kind of thing. We pronounce things very plain and clearly. And that is why these sounds, because it's a foreign language, it goes according to how they pronounce things, right? So it might seem a little illogical to us and might feel a bit more, I mean, a lot more complicated than it is for our English, regional languages. But yeah, so that's why this slight, small sounds that we have, subtle sounds we are not able to recognize because it's not there in our regional languages. Okay. So it's a go, so and O. All right. Then with that we finished diphthongs. So like I said, there are only 5 diphthongs. There are 5 combinations of vowels coming together, and these are the 3 sorts of sounds. First is your vowel, your consonants, and diphthongs. That is a combination of different vowels. All right. Now the next topic here is intonations. What are intonations? Intonations are like your voice roller coaster. It's your up and downs. Okay. So imagine if I'm speaking in one monotonous tone, right? So if I say, my name is Tripti, okay. Okay. So if I say, my name is Tripti, I come from here, just like a robot speaks, right? So it's monotonous. It has no up and down. It has no, it's a flat line. Like, in the IC you have a flat lines, right? So it's like that. So what gives that up and down, that rhythm to your speech is known as intonations. Okay. I've given a really nice definition here. You can go through it later if you want to. Now, there are different kinds of intonation. The first is a question tilt, right? So, like I said in the second slide, remember that English is not how you pace your letters; it is stressing that we deal with in this particular language. So, the first is, where do you give your intonation? Intonation is basically where do you give that stress, or where do you take off that stress from the particular word or sentence? Correct? So the first type is the question tone. So where do you give the stress when you're asking a question? That makes a difference. So for example, here I've given is, you are really going to that, right? So I'm stressing on the word really. I want to really know whether you're going to do it, right? So you are really going to wear that. So I can stress in different ways, and that would mean different things. So if I'm saying, you are really going to wear that, that would mean that, are you really doing that? That sort of thing. If I'm going to say, you are really going to wear that, so I'm stressing here on that, right? That would mean that I want to know if you're going to wear that particular thing. Out of everything you have in your cupboard, you're really going to wear that particular clothes. So you see, stressing on which particular word gives the meaning to that particular sentence. Okay, if I stress on really, it would mean that I want to know if this is what you're going to wear. As in, if you don't have a choice. Okay. But if I'm stressing on that, I am focusing on the dress over here, not on the choice of the person. and wear dress or whatever. It could be a earring or it could be a tie or a shoe or anything, right? So it's on the object. Really is on the choice. Okay, so it's a question tilt. So based on where you give the stress, your intonation, that is what will give you the emotion of what is being told. Okay, so your voice rises at the end like a curious eyebrow. So that means, oh, that is what you're going to do. So it's half surprise, half judgment. You're judging someone to because they're wearing that particular thing, right? So that's the first type. The second type is the dramatic drop. What is a dramatic drop? So here, I just saw the weirdest thing, right? So you start somewhere at the top and then you dramatically have a drop at the end of the sentence. So you say, I just saw the weirdest thing. So you tone it down, okay? Here, when you lower your tone at the weirdest thing, what happens is, say you are telling a kind of ghost stories, right, to children or to your friends, and you say that I saw the weirdest thing. So you're stressing on weird here and you're lowering your tone here. So that gives us a kind of suspense, right? Something secret that you're going to say. So there's a dramatic drop. Okay. Then you have the excited tone, right? So guess what happened today? That is, you come in and you barge in through the door and you tell everyone, your whole classmates, that guess what happened today? So uh, you're telling them yes. So you're excited. So you're going to tell them something that they don't know of, right? So that's the excited tone. That's the third one. Then you have the fixed. The fourth one is yeah. The fourth one is the fake the surprise, basically the surprise tone, right? So if now here also you can have different ways of being surprised. So one can be a fake surprise that someone says that this happened and you're like, oh really? So that's like saying you're really surprised and saying that really that happened, right? So that's a first surprise. Or it could be a fake surprise, and that someone's like, someone has tried to say something, and then you already know it. So what do, right? You act surprised. So you say, "Oh really?" Right? So, "Oh really?" So that's a fake surprise, or it could be a sarcastic one. Like they tell you something that the color of the color of the tree is green, right? So you already know this, and you're like, "Oh, really? I didn't know this." So that kind of tone, right? So, "Oh, really?" Sarcastic tone. So there are different intonations that you can give to show the same expression in different contexts. So you're showing surprise in different contexts, right? So it could be fake, it could be original, it could be sarcasm, right? It could be different. This so it's the same emotion in different contexts. So it's a stressed based language, and this proves it, right? Yeah. Then you have the whispery suspense. And so here I've given this sentence. It is, and then they disappeared. So, right, you have to bring in the suspense, you have to bring in that punch. So, what do? You whisper it or you pull it down and you say it slowly, and you stretch the words, right? So, you say, and then disappeared. So you stress on it, and that becomes a sort of suspense, right? Are you trying to say that, oh my God, that happened? So that's the fifth one. And then you have the rolling build up, right? So this mostly happens when it comes to stories and, when you're trying to be very dramatic, or when you go to a play or something and people have it in their narratives, right? So it's you're trying to build it up. So the sixth type is the rolling build up. So here the example I've given is, it was bigger, faster, and better, right? So you say it was bigger, faster, better. So with each this, you give more punch to it, you give more effect to it, and you build up the whole thing, right? So you are talking about some kind of car here or some kind of big robot here, right? So I'm telling you about it, and then I say that it was bigger, faster, and better than anything you've ever seen. So I give my emphasis on each word, stressing on them, and making it very clear. And then you end it with a bang by saying that you've never seen that before, right? So this is a rolling build-up. Okay, so these are the different types, 6 types, and then you have one more that is the seventh. That's just I can't believe it drop, right? So that just like we had it in surprise that oh really? So yeah, that's surprise. This is like I can't believe it. That sort of uh, tone, right? So let's say in a very quirky example that you come to know that you have an exam tomorrow, a surprise exam. I mean, you are not informed, and it's not a test, it's a proper exam, right? And someone comes into your class and says that you have an exam tomorrow, and you can't believe it. So, what do? When someone comes and makes that announcement in your class, you say, wait, what? So, I can't believe it. Did you just that the kind of tool that you use? So, this is that. It's a flat and it's a very abrupt kind of drop. It's a very sudden drop of speech, a scream that you let out, right? Through your words. Not literally screaming, but screaming through your words. You're saying, wait, what? It's either that or it's wait, what? That kind of thing. So it can be two. I can't believe it different this, right? So this is the seventh type. And with that, we stop with intonations. So you see, intonations are basically your different rhythms and different punches and different roller coaster rides that you do with your words and your sentences, and you stress on different places to give that effect to your speech, right? And I think that is very unique to English, and that makes it a very dramatic language that way. All right. So we saw what intonations are. These are different roller coasters. Now we see what are stress patterns. Stress patterns, like I said, intonations are basically stress, right? So the different rhythm that you give to your intonation. Now, in this different rhythm, different wavelength that you speak in, you have stress patterns. So, like we stress, right? So we say, wait, what? So I'm stressing on the word what, and that gives you an idea that I am surprised, right? Or I am shocked, right? So this stress that I'm giving that makes it an intonation is what we're going to learn. Okay. So I've actually compared stress to being the DJ of the language, right? So it's basically a remix of meaning and adding rhythm and all of that, and it basically does the work of a DJ. Okay, so it helps you give just like you give rhythm through your intonation. This helps you give a bit of personality and meaning to your language. Okay, all right. So again, there are different types of stress, and the first is the word stress. The first type is the word stress. All right. Um, the first is word stress. So, what is word stress? It is about stressing on the words and not on the sentence. So, if the sentence is, oh my God, I saw that. Remember? So, if I say, I stress on the word saw, I'm adding that this is where you have to focus on. So, I say, oh my God, I saw that. Right? So, I'm saying, I saw that. So, you are focusing on the word saw, right? In the whole sentence. So, it's the word stress. Now, uh, when you're breaking it down, um, in terms of bird in word self, it gives you another meaning too. Okay. So, for example, you have heard the word present versus present and present. Okay. So So these are two different. So just uh, stressing on the syllables of the word. So within a word, Prescent is the spelling. So just stressing on the first three syllable or the last four syllables gives you a different meaning of what the word is. So if I say, um, what is a present, right? So present, what is a present, right? Or present, that is present. I'm stressing on the present. So present, present. If it is present, it is meaning that someone's given you a gift, or I'm talking about a gift. So present. So it's a present. It's a present. It's a present, right? It's a present. So that means someone's given you a gift. Okay. But if I say I am present, it means I am there, I am available, right? So present means a gift. Present, and that last sent, that is where the stress is. That means someone is present. Okay. So stressing on the word syllable with the certain syllable. Syllable means letters. Okay. So stressing on certain letters of the word gives you different meaning. Okay. So that's the first type. So we saw what's present and present. Okay. Then you have contest and contest. Okay. So the first is contest. 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 You contest, right? There's a contest happening. That means there is some kind of competition happening. Competition and competition, right? Okay, so there's some kind of competition happening. That's a contest. That's a talent show happening. Okay, contest. And then we focus on the last four syllables, four letters. That is contest. Contest. If it is not contest, then the word changes. If it's contest, it is a competition. It's a show. Contest. Contest. Test. That is where the stress is. So if I say contest, that means someone is competing among themselves. Okay. I have written a talent show for juggling cats. So I mean to say it's a show for the cats. So we are not focusing on the cats here. We are focusing on the show of the cats. That is contest. If I say contest, I am focusing on the cats over there. Okay. So contest and contest, right? So it's a word stress that gives the meaning to the word itself and effort to the larger sentence. This is the first type of stress. And the second is the sentence stress. So where you stress in a sentence makes the difference, right? So here we saw previously that the word stress makes a difference. Now we speak of the sentence stress that makes a difference. Okay. Let's see. Here, I didn't eat your cookies. Okay. So you stress differently on each of the words in the sentence. I didn't eat your cookies. What does that mean? It could mean different things. If I stress on I, it means that I am not the one who ate your cookies. It might be someone else. Here, in case, I've written the dog. So it might not be me, it might be someone else who ate your cookies. Didn't means I did not eat your cookies, but I do agree that at some point I did think about eating it, right? Cookies, that maybe I did not eat your cookies, but maybe I ate your cake, right? Then, so um, the stress on which word it is depends and tells you what does the person want to say. Okay, so word stress, sentence stress, then you have Yeah. After sentence stress, we have rhythmic stress. That is your intonation, right? So um, where you have your different stress based on your rhythm. Okay. So there are different types. The first one is known as lambic. Okay. Mm, so here we are going to use the sound of da dum, da dum, da dum. So here these are two sounds. Okay, so da dum. Lambic is two sounds. That is da dum, and the dum is where we stress on. Um, that is we stress on the later part of the sentence. So first you do, da is a plain. It's not stressed, and then you go to the stressed portion. That is dum. So da dum. So you first have unstressed and then you have stressed, and it's a heartbeat. It's a proper heartbeat kind of rhythm. Okay. So um here, right? So the sentence is I love your shoes, so cute. So you first have unstressed. That is I love your shoes. That is unstressed. So cute. That is where you stress. So da dum. So unstressed and then you stress. This is known as lambic. All right. So you first have, I love your shoes, so cute. This is a rhythmic stress, and that is the first type of rhythmic stress, that is lambic. Okay, that is the dum, that is a sound. All right. The second type is thoracic. Thoracic is basically your throat. Okay, it comes from there. That's why it's given thoracic. So first stress, and then there is um, first, there is stress and then there is unstressed words. So you say pizza, tacos, donuts. Yes, this is the sentence. So what is the sound? It's dum, da, dum, da. Okay, so dum is the stress, da is the unstressed, right? So your dum and da is to denote stress and unstressed. Okay, so dum is stressed and da is unstressed. All right. So pizza, tacos, donuts. That's where you stress, and then you say yes. Okay. So you say pizza, tacos, donuts. Yes. All right. So stress and unstressed. That's a thoracic. That's a rhythmic second type. Then you have the anapestic. Anapestic is no stress, and stress. Right? So there's two unstressed and one stress. That's anapestic. Okay. So how do you go? You first say, so this is the sentence, right? So this is mostly used to build up that excitement or that curiosity, right? It's mostly used it's not mostly, I mean, you can use it for storytelling because it builds that kind of energy there, right? So the sentence is, let's go eat all the snacks. So how do you say the sentence when it comes to this particular rhythmic speech? You say it as, let's go eat all the snacks, right? So you stress on the snacks and you change your tone on the snacks. So it's no stress, and then stress. So let's go eat all the snacks, right? So the perfect beat to your snack is like you pause and you say that this is what I want to eat. All right. So double no stress, and stress is anapestic. Uh, sorry. Then you have dactylic. Dactylic is dum da dum. Okay, that is one stress and then two non-stress. It's the opposite of what we saw previous, anapestic. So there is one stress first, that's dum, and then da da. So dum, da da, one stress, new two unstressed. So first, so here chocolate frosting is everything, right? So you say here, chocolate frosting is everything. So you are saying that chocolate is the main thing over here, and then frosting is everything, right? So you say green color is everything, or pink is my favorite color. right? So chocolate, frosting is everything. Pink color is my favorite. So you stress on the word pink and chocolate, and then you say the rest without any stress. Okay, that is dactylic. All right. So these are your 5 types of rhythm. First is lambic, that is da da. Second is thoric, that is da da. The third is yeah. The third is anapestic, that is da da dum. Two unstressed and stress, and then is dactylic, that is stress and two unstressed. And with that, we finish your stress words. All right. So, like we saw, based on your stress is how you come to know whether what the person is trying to convey and what each speech or each sentence means. All right. And this is the last topic. No, sorry, we have more. All right. The meeting is about to end actually in a few minutes. Do you think we should take it up tomorrow?
I think there are